I'm rebuilding an L20B for this 1968 Datsun 520. Then an unexpected turn of events occurred and I got another project vehicle, so we'll take a look at that. For the duration of this video, you will be in safe hands because I am the one and only infamous Kentucky Yankee without a doubt at your service. This is a 1972 521. I think it's a 72. And the head on it is a U67. I was told by a subscriber that it is a very good free-flowing head, probably best for the L series. It doesn't have all the emissions crap on there, and it does have the exhaust manifold that I wanted to put onto my truck, so I'm going to remove it and hope that it's in good shape, and I don't know what the chances of that are going to be. When I get it off, I'll bring it up there to the shop and we'll compare it to the emissions head of 78. I think it's a W87 or something. We'll look when we get up there. I cannot even begin to tell you how happy I am to see the condition of this head. I was just shocked at the condition of it because the other two engines I had, the camshaft, all the journals, everything was just completely rusted up, and this one is in very good condition. I'm probably going to use the camshaft on it, even though the camshaft does have a chunk missing out of it, just like our other engine. I don't know what is causing this. I did not do that, but the pin is still in this one, so I'm happy about that. I'm unhappy with myself. I went and hacked this up down here, so we're gonna have to do some repairs because it was just very difficult to get out of the truck. These valves right here were pretty rusty, so I'll take them out and we'll see if they can be lapped in or if they have to be repaired. I'm gonna get the intake and exhaust off and we will compare, as I said earlier, to the other head. What's nicer about these older model L16s, and maybe a L20B is the same way, I don't know, but it doesn't have any emission stuff on it. The other one I already threw out. This engine will be getting a Thunder Mingo, so we won't be needing this old carby. It didn't take very long for me to learn that all L engines need head gaskets and timing chain kits. The last engine I rebuilt had that done, although not properly, it was done. This engine had it done. You may ask how I can tell, because the guides on the engine, which you didn't see, were not worn. So this is a U67 head, and if you'll notice, the exhaust ports are square, big, and nice. This is a W87 head, and it has round, blocked up, crappy exhaust ports for emissions. So this head we don't want. This head is going to be just lovely. Well, I forgot to hit the record button. I was showing you, look, how this antifreeze was all gelled up in this port right here. There's some more left in there. Check that out, all gelled up. I will dispose of that properly. I don't want my kitty cats eating it. I am glad I had antifreeze in it. Here's another difference I just saw on the head. See these spots right here? And these are open to coolant because the coolant flows out of this head into the intake, and then it has a pipe that goes into the coolant system. This one is blocked off, which is odd because the intake has the holes for the coolant, but with them being blocked off, I don't see how this is gonna help anything. These engines do not come with cam bearings. It's just an aluminum housing. So if you wanted to put cam bearings in there, you'd have to bore it out and find a set. I don't know if they do that or not. These are scored a little bit, but I don't think it'll affect anything. You know me, I'm gonna run it. All the valves have to come out of this head and be cleaned up and make sure they're okay, especially these two on the end that are rusty. As far as I can tell, the valves on both heads, I think, are the same size. This little tool is nice right here. It's that easy. It just failed me. It only got one clip out. Usually, it's been getting both of them at the same time. And that's it. It removes the valve keepers. Nice and easy. Whoever said use the U67 head, I really do appreciate it. I did not know that. I'm not a Datsun expert, but I can see clearly how it would flow so much better. Very little wear, and these are numbered. They're stamped on here. This is number 3. Rusty rods, but they should clean up. I think it's this one that's keeping us from doing a full rotation. Getting ready to find out. That wrist pin's a little tight. I think it's just gummed up here. I don't really think it has much to do with rust. Let's see if it'll rotate 360 degrees freely now. Oh yes, very nice. Look at that. I can tell you by the way this feels that the crankshaft bearings are just fine. The rod bearings were fine. This is the advantage to a low compression engine. A lot of times these little engines are in good shape on the bottom ends. These main caps are made to fit nice and snug. And you got to be careful you don't want to damage them with a screwdriver, which I didn't. The bearings still look really good. These 2 caps are difficult to get out. There's no way to tap on them real good or anything like that. And by the way, this is a thrust bearing right here, so that makes it even harder to get out. And what that does is keeps the movement of the crankshaft from going like this. It does have to have a certain amount of play this way, but not much. This one's nice and stuck on there. It's supposed to be. So you take a bolt, put it right here in these threads. Take this pry bar and come right out of there. And this one, of course, houses the rear main seal. All the bearings look great, and I could run them, but it's always a good idea if you have the engine tore down to put new ones in. Big crankshaft seal. That's nice because they don't normally leak. I've said this in the past, there's another reason for antifreeze besides just the engine freezing. It's so that it doesn't rust in there. We don't want to wear the cylinders out any more than we have to. All I need is some cross hatches so the rings will seat. A fly cutter was used on this head. If you can't see it, you can hear it. It's very rough. And it needs to go to Steve's and get milled flat. Some people say this holds the gasket and stuff, but to me, it's just way too rough. Around the sealing surfaces for the combustion chamber, I'd be afraid it would leak. That's going to be it for engine building today. Now we can move on to the little car. This is a 1975 B210 Datsun. It looks better than it actually is. This one's been stored away for a while and I thought it was time to get to it. By George, these are the ugliest hubcaps I have ever seen in my life. Pretty standard equipment on Datsuns back then. Well, the brakes look really good. I'm sure that I messed this up by prying on it. I just want to make sure they're nice and loose because I'm sure I'm going to have to roll this thing in and out a few times. These came with a 510 wagon. They hold air, so we'll throw those on the car for now. This side, not as good a shape. Front disc brakes. Now that's nice. The wheels actually look really good on this car. If they were maybe silver in the center or black, something like that, charcoal. Let's look it over. It's a 1975 B210. I think I told you that. Datsun. I'm not sure what size engine this is. Here we are. Here's the tag. Should tell the engine size. 80 horsepower. That's not bad. And it's a 1400 cc. 1397. It is a little milky looking in there. I know the oil is milky and it is a little rusty looking. I'm going to get the valve cover off of it a little later. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. It's a mess. It smells like gas and oil. This car is automatic, so I don't know if that's a 3-speed or a 4-speed. I just noticed something. This paint doesn't really match in here. This is not the original paint job. It has been repainted. The interior, it's a little rough, but the door panels and the back panels, I don't know what you call them, are in good shape, so that's nice. Like really good shape. I'm happy about that. The seats, of course, I can recover. The dash can be restored pretty easily. It's got these cool pop-out windows. The back flips out. Maybe I'll try it for you. There you go. Look at that. Nice. This might be the one. I've said this before, but someday I'm going to do a full restoration on one of these cars. And I'm really, really leaning towards this one. And the reason why is because it's such a simple car to restore. I think it would be enjoyable, but haven't got it up on a lift yet to see how bad the floors and things are. Trunk area, gas tank's missing, but you know, the gas tank is in the trunk, so that's cool because all I need is a fuel cell right there, hook it to that. Pretty clean. I'm talking about the metal for not having rust on the pinch welds. Look how nice it shuts. Datsun B210. And these things are a lot uglier in pictures than they are in person. This is a good looking little ride here. It's a little hot rod looking thing. Windshield's good, all the glass is good. Let's get it up on the lift, look at the undercarriage, and maybe drain the oil out of it. Here we go, and it looks good in the front here. We have struts. I like that. Disc brakes, as you saw earlier. Greasy transmission, a lot of oil running down this engine and transmission. This, I noticed right off, is the worst part right here, and I think this whole entire rocker is Bondo. So, look at it. It's all moving, and it's a bad spot here, the floor. Other than that, it really isn't that bad for a B210 from 1975, and it being a Datsun, of course. Floors look solid for the most part. The other bad spot is back here, and I guarantee on both sides, and I guarantee they are all like that because that's how cars are when they rust out, usually in the same spots. The chunk, I don't even know if you can call it that. It's as big around as my hand. It's like for a four-wheeler or something. Very small. Back section looks pretty good for the most part. Could this be the first Kentucky Yankee full restoration? Full restoration. Not get her running, make it look halfway decent and drive it, but I mean a full-blown restoration. I'm sure this is gonna look bad. Yeah, there's pure water to start with. Now for the oil. Let's see what we got. Let's see if it turns over. Oh. Yep. Huh. Huh. Spot in it, but I don't know that it's the engine. It might be these belts. This Well, let's get the valve cover off real quick. Let's see how bad it is. Oh, this doesn't look bad at all. I think we can flush this engine out and it should run. Just at first glance, and that's my first guess, it looks pretty good. Plan for now, I'm gonna see if I can get this car running and possibly driving down the road. The parking paw maybe is broke or something, because when it's in park it still wants to roll. We'll have to deal with that later. I do have a 4-speed transmission. I think that would fit in it just fine. That's gonna be it for now. We'll carry on with these projects. The next time I get to upload, don't forget to like and comment, and there's a hype button. If you would hit that, you can hit it as many times as you want, and it is free. It would help me out greatly. Thanks for watching.